Hola and welcome to Lindita's Kitchen. Today on the menu we have chuletas de cerdo. And what is that? Pork chops. And I'm going to be making them with my special little vegetables that are going to go great with this recipe. So we're going to get started with our steak. And what we're going to use is the pork shoulder blade steak. Voila! Beautiful, right? And these are big cuts, but you know, for those that if you're single or if you've got a small family, you can cut this recipe in half. Okay, there's no need to do the whole thing, but let me tell you, if you do, the next day, I'm telling you, it is so delicious as well. So we're gonna start out with our steak. I'm gonna just put it on my little board here, and I'm gonna cut these in half, okay? So we're just gonna do this. And then I'm gonna season them too. And then one person is gonna get the bone, no? Hey, but that's the best part. You pick it up and you just, I know, I did that last night. So, I'm gonna cut these up. Oh, I'm gonna season them. Oh, let me just rinse my hand here real quick. I'm gonna season them with a little pepper, just like that. And I'm not gonna use any salt right now because a lot of the ingredients that I have, like the chicken bouillon, already has salt. So you don't want to add too much salt, and you can add that always. You know, you can't take the salt out once it's in, right? So you can make that call. Okay, so I'm gonna toss these over here. I forgot this one here. My. Okay, we're gonna cut this in half. Again, I'm gonna just rinse my hand off a little bit. Got to season that. I want to put my little in the pepper. Okay, season this up just like that. Oh, just do both sides. Why not? Go all out. Up. Now. And they've been resting for a little bit. You know, and that's what you want to do. You don't want to just get them out of the refrigerator and, you want them to rest a little bit. Okay, so now they're peppered. And now let's get ready to put them on the skillet. So I've turned up my skillet here, my heat to about a medium heat right now. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of the olive oil. What we want to do is then kind of coat it, just skillet just like this. Perfect. All right, we'll let it heat up. It's already done. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our pork right into it. Okay. So it's gonna be a tight fit, but that's okay, because it's all gonna come out nice and juicy and good. Let's flip this one over this way. Yep. We have room for this one? I think so. Okay, a nice little tight fit. And then what we want to do is just go ahead. We're going to lower it just a tad, okay? Just a tad. It's still on like a low medium heat. And we're going to cover this. And we're gonna let it cook for 8 to 10 minutes per side, and we'll be back. Whoa, they are cooking over there, those little chops. So we're gonna get started with our vegetables, and I'm gonna use almost a whole onion here, okay? And I'm using the yellow onion, and I'm gonna save part of it for another recipe that I'm gonna be cooking up for you, okay? So I'm gonna just cut this up just like this. Chop, chop, chop. Yep. And I'm going to leave about this much for another recipe. You'll see. So we're going to go ahead and just dice these up a little bit more, because they're going to cook up. As you know, we love our onions in this house. And with this recipe, you got to have it. Hey, get back here. All right. So I'm going to just put this in my little platter here. I might chop this one up a little bit more, right? Okay. Like I said, we're gonna save this one. I'm so excited. Okay, we're gonna do 2 poblano. And this is the size that you want. It's kind of like you use your hand. You can just measure it, okay, from top to bottom like that. And then of course you're gonna be removing the tops. And you know, I love comparing my, I'm gonna use this little bowl here. The flavors for this, like a poblano, it's in between like an Anaheim and a bell pepper. That's the difference. It's that flavor in between and the crunch, and the flavors are just amazing. So I've kind of cleaned this one out here. No, I have cleaned it out. We'll remove the seeds. Of course, I'm gonna just, oh, no little hearts this time, but it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just use this. Gotta use the whole thing. My mother used to say, hey, all of it. So we're gonna just take the tops off like that, and we're gonna cut them in half. Go ahead and just dice these up as well. Nice and small. Oh, easier. Oh, the flavor, the aromas, you know, that these give off are just, ay, ay, ay. And you know, if you've cooked with this, now we're gonna go ahead and just chop them up. Aha. Like I said, the little corazoncitos, we cut those up too. Everybody's going in the pan. Yes. We're gonna mix those up a little bit too. And then for the last part is the tomate. I've already gone ahead and removed the little top there. So we're gonna just dice this up, and it's a medium size. You know, tomatoes are, you know, of course, your summertime tomatoes are the best, but you know what? You still get the flavor, and you still get the color and the taste. Flip it. Aha. So on the bottom, you know how you usually have to do is recut. That's what I'm doing. Everybody has their own technique, and this is mine. My mamacitas. Okay. Oh, you know what? My timer's going off over there. I think I need to flip them right now. So I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, nice and steamy. We're gonna flip these babies for another, actually 10 minutes, I would say. Okay. Oh my. Did I flip this? Yeah, okay, here we go. So now they're ready for the next 10 minutes. Yay! Okay, so now we're back. We're gonna chop the rest, toss them in our little planter here, because I'm gonna mix them up, because they're all gonna go right in. And then I'm just gonna add a touch of cilantro at the end. Okay, so go like this, mix it up a little bit. And we'll get ready to put them on top of our chops. Mira, el color, isn't it beautiful? And they taste amazing. All right, we'll bring it over and we'll get it ready to put it into the skillet. Okay, so it's been a good 10 minutes. I'm gonna just move them around a little bit. As you can tell, it's drying up a little bit, but that's okay, because we're gonna go ahead and add, and my seasonings, I can go ahead and just sprinkle them on there if I wanted to, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them in a half a cup of water, because I noticed that it's drying up a little bit. And then before I do that, I'm gonna add my corn, and this is the roasted corn. You can just use plain corn and use the liquid as well. The broth, I call it. Yep, just like that. Don't be afraid to use your hands on this. Just move your little corn around. Yep. And then our vegetables, I'm gonna add right over the top. I've mixed them up, made it look really nice and pretty. I see. And we're gonna add our seasonings, and like I said, it was a little on the drier side, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a half a cup. And I'm using 1 teaspoon of the powder garlic, and then 1 teaspoon of the cumin, a teaspoon of the Mexican oregano. Toss that all in there. And linditas, I'm using the mild, and that's 2 tablespoons. And of course, your chicken broth, we're adding 2 tablespoons as well. We're gonna go ahead and just mix it all up so we can just pour it over the top. Just like this. And then I'm gonna pour it over the top. Splash it on there, yeah. Beautiful. Perfect. And now, we're just gonna put a cover on it, and we're gonna let it cook for 20 minutes on a medium heat as well. Let it go to town. And as a side dish, I'm gonna have my little fritters, and I call them my Lindita's little Mexican fritter. And you'll need, for this recipe, you'll need 2 zucchinis. Okay, so we're gonna just go ahead and cut the little tips off, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. Just like that. What we wanna do is go ahead and grate, and we're gonna keep the tops on for a reason. Okay, so we're gonna grate this. Woo! And you know zucchini has a lot of water in it, a lot of liquid. So we're gonna have to squeeze it out. Yeah. Oh, got close there. We don't want to do that. Keep going, honey. It's almost there. See, there's a reason for this. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, and let me just tell you, what I'm using here is a cheesecloth. And it comes in a long strip. You can buy it at the grocery store. Got it at my local store, and I kind of doubled it up a little bit, kind of fanned it a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and just, I'm gonna place this in there because I still have another one to do. Set it in the middle, and go to town on the other one. Let's see. Doesn't take that long. You know, if you have other types of graters, I mean, this is one that my mother-in-law gave me, Cynthia. I miss my mamacita. Yeah. So you'll need 2 for this recipe, and then we're gonna squeeze the heck out of it in a little bit, and I'll show you. Oh. Doesn't that sound good? Ooh. Okay, save the fingers. Okay, we're gonna toss that. No need for that. Get every bit of it. Whoa. Perfect. So you know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna show you in a little bit what's gonna happen with this guy, but right now I'm gonna start squeezing, you know, getting this going. And I'm using my pie pan, it kind of helps out. So you wanna squeeze. I might have to have Ian help me. This is where the workout comes in. You wanna squeeze as much juice out that you can. Okay, so we'll get that kind of going. It feels pretty good. And then I'll go back to it in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and just put this aside for right now. And you know what you wanna do with this? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you, because I've been doing that. It's great for my smoothie, I know. So I just save it. And I'm gonna have this for breakfast tomorrow morning as well. Got a little lid, a little cover. Put it in the fridge. Then add all your other, I use bananas and, oh, I'm not gonna go there, but save it. Don't ever toss out your juice, okay? I'm just saying. All right, so now what we're gonna get going on is I'm gonna wipe this down a little bit just to kind of show you here. The onion, what you wanna do with the onion is, like I said, I kept a little bit more off. Does that look good enough, Ian? I think it looks clear. Let me just move that. I'm gonna put that in the fridge. Actually, I should do it right now. Stick it in the fridge and get it chilled for tomorrow. Yay. Perfect. Okay, now with my onion, I'm gonna go ahead and use a small, because I'm gonna grate this down. And you're gonna need about a tablespoon. So, to be honest with you, like I said, I always say how much I love my onions. We're gonna just flip it over a little bit. Oh. Yeah, and that's what you're gonna need, about almost a tablespoon. Whew, this is when you cry. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to save this for later, so never toss anything out. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to just drop it in, because we're going to use it in our recipe. Okay, so let me clean up and we'll get going on our flour mixture. The 20 minutes are up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just turn it, oh my goodness, it looks beautiful. I'm gonna just turn it off and just put the lid right back on, okay? Ba. Now we're gonna start on our fritter. Oh my goodness, this is great. I did squeeze the daylights out of this. The zucchini is like squeezed to, there's no liquid in here. But you know, if you don't have a cheesecloth, you can use a table, just a dish towel, and just throw it in there and you can squeeze it, do the same thing. And with mine cheesecloth, I go ahead, I do wash it, and I can reuse it again as well. So, just saying. And so we're gonna start out with this recipe, which I just love. I call it my little Mexican fritter. It's awesome. So we're gonna need 2 eggs, large eggs for this. So I'm gonna go ahead, toss. I love the sound. You know how many eggs I used to have to crack for my whole family? A lot. I could do it with one hand, but I wasn't gonna do that to you right now. So we're gonna add the 2. We're gonna scramble it. Yeah. You know, I love to dance in the kitchen, as you can tell. Anytime I have a chance, woohoo. Let's do it. So we're gonna go ahead, they're nice and scrambled like that. We're gonna add our zucchini. So that's the 2 zucchinis that I shredded to death. Okay, gonna add that in there. Okay, I'm gonna use my fingers for this. Perfect. And then 1/3 cup of the Bisquick. I mean, I grew up on, you know, the cornbread and the biscuits and the Jiffy is what I meant. And so I'm using 1/3 cup of the Bisquick. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just mix that in there too. Okay, I'm gonna just stir it up a little bit. Aha. Perfect. Now we're gonna mix it up a little bit more like this. Get all our flour out. And I'm gonna add my seasonings. It's about 1/4 teaspoon of the baking powder. Voila. And it's like a teaspoon of the salt. And I'm using the table salt. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and add a half teaspoon of my coarse pepper, because I do love the pepper. Got to have it in there, just don't breathe in. And then remember, I did my my onion. So I'm going to it's about a table. I measured it out before so I can kind of figure out. A tablespoon of the grated onion, all the juices. Voila. And then a quarter cup of the feta cheese, and it's got the tomato and basil, the combination in there. It's great. Okay, so we're gonna use my fingers for that. Now we're gonna mix it nice, because we're gonna be dropping them into a skillet of oil. And we're gonna make our little fritters. And if you want a little spice, which I call it all nice, you add lenditas, and I'm adding the hot. So we're gonna go ahead and just do like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you can add more if you want. But we're gonna go ahead and just mix that in. Perfect. You know, and if you need to, you can add a little bit more flour into it. And I'll see once I get over there if I added some more or not, but I think it looks pretty darn good. Okay, so let's just head over there, okay? My oil is ready, I can tell. Try not to use the olive oil because olive oil will burn, okay? And you don't want that, so use your vegetable oil, you know, your favorite canola, safflower, either one. And I'm gonna go ahead, this is ready, the batter's ready to go. So I'm gonna spoon in right into the skillet. Yes. Like that. Okay. And we're going to do 4 at a time. Perfect. And while that's cooking, what I like to do is I like to form them up a little bit. So I use my spatula to kind of just give them a little shape, if you can. And these are going to cook for like 3 minutes per side. And if you want them a little crispier, well, guess what? Let them on longer, leave them on a little bit longer. Okay, so give them a little shape, just like that. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes. We're gonna flip these babies. Ay, ay, ay. Whoop. Beautiful. Okay, this one can flip a little bit. Maybe I'll reflip this one a little bit. Now we're going to let them cook for another 3 minutes, and we'll pull them aside and we'll start the process again. Okay, time is up. Again, if you want them a little on the crispier side, you can do that. But we're going to just take these off and put them on a paper towel, kind of drain them off a little bit. Wow. Okay, let's get the next batch going, Okay, it's been resting, and look how beautiful that looks. Before we serve it up, I'm just going to toss a couple of stems of my cilantro. And we'll put the cover back on. Are you hungry now? I know I am, and I know he is. And let me tell you, every bite is just gonna melt right into your mouth. You're gonna be tasting the love, Lindita's love. And again, for this recipe, and my little fritters, I call it, Linditas, with the zucchini, it just adds that extra kick that you want. And if you want them a little on the crispier side, just go ahead and leave them in the skillet and just fry them up a little bit longer if you want. Make sure you drain them, that's all I gotta say. Serve it up with a nice little salad, and voila, you're ready to serve it up. And for this recipe and many more, just go to linditasalsa.com. You can get my seasonings there, my salsa mixes, and get a little bit more information on our sponsors as well. So again, I just want to say thank you to my viewers, my friends, and my family for always being there to support me. I appreciate you more than you know. Again, till next time, salud mis amigos.